Hi guys, what's going on? So, got a new knife yesterday for the birthday. Wife hooked me up, and buddy hooked me up that had this 566 or 566. I wish this 560 black wash that I did that video with the 300. He actually gifted this to me because it is my birthday tomorrow, so that was pretty freaking generous and awesome, and I'm in love with this knife. So, but that's not what this video is about. You saw a little bit about that knife. We might do a full review later, but that's about this knife. This is the new Kershaw Scrambler. This is one of their new budget offerings for this year, and as kind of a theme I've been doing this year, I've pretty much picked up majority of their budget folders this year just to kind of review. I did the cryo 2 injection, not cryo, thermite, cryo 2 injection, the dimension. So the only one that I really haven't got was the free fall and the swerve. Those are the two other ones, and I'm just not really into that K-texture handles. I actually handled a free fall at Blade HQ, and it was just, I don't know. It wasn't a bad knife. I liked the Spanto, type tip, and the stonewash blade, but I didn't really dig the handle texture and stuff. So I've been really interested in the Scrambler ever since it was announced at Blade Show. This is an R.J. Martin design, and it's just a really good looking knife. I mean, you got G10 scales here with a stainless steel bolster, which is a really cool. I love bolsters on knives. I think it looks awesome. They did a really good job on the design of this, and it's got a stainless steel frame lock. And honestly, the frame lock, it looks more like a Reeve type frame lock than your typical ZT frame locks. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it is the same. But anyhow, so it's just got a stainless steel frame lock, and it's got that like grayish titanium colored finish that they have on the cryo. So it's got that. It's got, it's assisted opening, 3.5-inch blade, 8CR13 steel. So pretty standard from Kershaw lately. I really like the blade design though. It's got a nice looking blade, and it's got this cool swedge right here, right in the middle of the blade. Right in there. It's cool. It says R.J. Martin. Let's see. Come on, camera. Let's focus. There you go. R.J. Martin design. So it's really cool. It's a handsome looking knife. I mean, I really dig it. For the money, it was. Actually, I don't really know how much they cost because it was a gift, but I think they're around $35. But that's just a guesstimate. Haven't seen a video on YouTube about it, so I want to do one. Kind of give you an impression video, not a review. Just like I said, just got it as a gift yesterday. It's pretty hefty. It's stainless steel frame lock, so it's not crazy light. I'll put the specs in the description below, because offhand I'm not sure what the weight is. I don't have my scale handy. It's got pretty good lockup. I mean, it's solid, no blade play. For being assisted, I mean, it flies out nicely, but it doesn't. You don't have to fight the spring as much, or the torsion bar when you close it. Some of their knives you have to really fight that to close. So tip up, carry only, right or left hand, which is great with me. I'm a tip up kind of guy. And one cool thing about this knife is the backspacer. Really kind of a cool design. I'm not sure if it's plastic or G10. I want to say it's plastic just by the looks of it, but it could possibly be G10 on the backspacer. But it's got a really cool design, and kind of gives you more of an open. I mean, it's a closed design with a backspacer, but then it has the holes here, the vents, I guess you'd call them, so you could clean it out pretty easily with some compressed air or something. So good EDC blade. I would definitely put that in that category. It's not too big. It's actually like a perfect size knife for me. When I say for me, because I have medium sized hands. Every guy's gonna have different size hands, so you just don't know what works good for one person might not work great for another. But it's got I got easy 4-finger on there. It's really comfortable. It's got great ergos. I mean, in reverse grip, it's got really good ergos. I like how this pommel is rounded. It's kind of nice. So it's a good knife, man. It's really solid. R.J. Martin designs are pretty awesome, so I'm not surprised. I think a lot of my favorite Kershaw budget knives have been designed by R.J. Martin. So that's a good looking blade. It's a good sized blade. It's Kershaw lately. That's what they've been doing. They've been doing budget knives. They haven't made any US made knives this year under the Kershaw brand, they've all been under the ZT brand, and that's, you know what, if that's the direction they're going, that's cool with me, because Kershaw is a stand-up company. Their warranty is second to none. You know, I had some issues with the Cryo 2 and the Thermite with the Loctite on the screws, and no questions asked. Replaced, one knife, fixed the other one. I think they've actually addressed that problem too. Of like the last few people I've heard that had Thermites, and they're not having the Loctite issue on the screws that I did. So that's definitely a nice thing. They listen to their customers and make improvements. I mean, you can't go wrong buying a Kershaw knife, because even though this is a $35-$40 knife, it's gonna last. It can last you a long time, and they'll replace it if it doesn't. So you can't go wrong, really. If you're looking for a good budget folder, look no further than Kershaw. I don't think they can really be beat in that avenue. So in that venue. So yeah, a good budget offering. I actually think this is my favorite. I still really heavily favor the Injection 3.5 though, just because it's a manual knife. It's the only one that's manual. And I tried to de-assist. Oh, then it's something of note. I did try to de-assist this knife, and it's a no-go. No detent ball. Well, there's a detent ball, but there's no detent. There's not a spot on the blade for the detent ball. So you can try to drill one yourself. I know people have done that, making a manual flipper. But honestly, it was meant to be. It was designed to be used with speed safe. So keep that in mind. I prefer manual flippers, obviously, but this is just kind of what Kershaw's doing with their budget line. Like I said, minus the Injection, and that's probably still my favorite budget knife this year. But this is a really close. If you're looking for a flipper, I recommend the Scrambler over the Cryo 2 and the Thermite. And I know those two are like going to be just the crazy popular knives, and this one's going to kind of fly under the radar. But I think this is a better looking knife. It feels better in hand, and it's got a longer blade than the Cryo 2, and the Thermite to me just feels too thin in the handle. It's just really it's kind of like, it's almost as long as the 560, I noticed, but it's much thinner in the handle, so it just doesn't fill your hand very well, for me anyway. It's cool design. I like the Spanto blade. I like the stone washing on the blade. The stone washing on the stainless frame lock's nice. I wish they would have done that with this. I wish they would have stone washed this and the bolster and the blade. That would have looked a lot better, but you know what? Those can all be done pretty easily. So, and I may take a crack at that. So, anyway, guys, I just wanted to do a quick video, just kind of an overview of the Kershaw Scrambler. Like I said, I'll leave the specs in the description below. But this is typical Kershaw budget offering for 2013. But they're awesome offerings. There's so much variety and availability. I mean, if this one didn't tickle your fancy, maybe you don't like bolsters, we'll go with the Cryo 2. It's a good knife. Or maybe you really like that Thermite because you like how thin it is. That there's the Injections. They come in a 3.5 and a 3-inch blade. I mean, there's just a lot of good offerings right now from Kershaw, and you can't go wrong if you're looking for a budget EDC, because this one would definitely fill an EDC role, I think. If you can carry a 3.5-inch blade, you're good to go. I haven't sharpened this or done anything with this, and it's very, I mean, no surprise out of the box. Let me just do a little cut test for you. Sometimes I always forget to do these, so I just happen to have some phone book paper handy. I'll do a little cut test. Factory edge. And I'm going to sharpen this on my KME. Put a nice mirror edge on it. But I got to tell you, Kershaw out of the box. Yeah, it's sharp. It still kind of catches a little bit, but it's got a pretty toothy edge, it feels like. But it's definitely sharp. Just let me slice through that. And I'm not the best at doing cut tests. I mean, I tell you what, they're not the easiest thing to do on film. Pretty sharp. Could definitely use a touch-up to cut through phone book paper, but phone book paper is super thin. So I pretty much just failed all those cut tests. But that first slice was good, right? So yeah, it's definitely got a sharp factory edge. I mean, it would shave hair, no problem. It pretty much slices that paper pretty good. So I'll touch it up a little bit, put a nice little mirror polish on it, and it'll be good to go. So that's the good thing about 8CR13 steels. It's super easy to touch up and to sharpen. So alright guys, any questions or comments on the Scrambler, leave them down below, and we'll see you next time.